For decades, we've been sold a complete lie about humility. Like, really think about it. We've been told it's this soft, polite virtue, right? Just a willingness to make yourself smaller so someone else can feel big. But in a high-stakes environment, that definition isn't just outdated, it's actually dangerous. Humility isn't about shrinking yourself down. It's a hard, non-negotiable operational necessity. It's literally the mechanism that dictates whether the truth survives in your organization or not.
So notice what happens when a team operates without this internal capacity. They just plummet straight into what we call information poverty. You know the feeling? We've all been in those meetings. And it's not some moral failing, it's a full-blown operational crisis. Vital facts, emerging risks, critical errors, they all just stay buried simply because telling the truth has become way too relationally expensive. When egos are fragile, silence is tragically mistaken for alignment. Protecting a professional image takes absolute precedence over actually finding the right answer.
This happens because the human ego violently protects itself under pressure. It usually swings to one of two extreme ends. On one hand, you've got insecurity. That's the urge towards self-erasure. It's that little internal voice going, I probably shouldn't speak. And man, that robs a team of essential expertise and necessary pushback. But then on the exact opposite end, you have arrogance. That's the drive for superiority, the mindset of only I should speak. And that instantly shuts down anyone else's contribution, pretty much ensuring the best ideas never even see the light of day.
But the moment this internal mechanism shifts, everything changes. We arrive at this balanced center, which is true professional maturity. It's having the capacity to hold a rigorously accurate view of yourself, knowing your absolute strengths but also your undeniable limits, while simultaneously respecting the dignity of the people around you. It's confidence, but completely stripped of superiority. You know deep down that you have something valuable to contribute without ever needing to diminish someone else just to prove it.
And this brilliantly illustrates a strategic chain reaction. When you have the internal security to just admit, hey, I have an incomplete picture here, it naturally breeds openness. You aren't defensive, you're receptive. And that openness immediately triggers curiosity. Instead of acting like this corrective authority who's just trying to win an argument, you become a deeply curious observer. You're actively out there seeking the unknown perspectives in the room.
Because of that authentic curiosity, the environment suddenly becomes safe enough for unfiltered information to finally surface. Just think of, say, a junior analyst who spots a flaw in a financial model and actually speaks up about it, rather than just staying quiet because their boss hates being corrected. Those unknown unknowns come to light because the data isn't being shoved through the filter of someone's fragile ego. And with better, faster information like that, you inevitably make better decisions. Over time, those consistently better decisions forge an unshakable, rock-solid credibility.
Which brings us to a foundational equation. Trust is never just a one-time decree. You can't just fire off a memo commanding your team to trust you, right? It doesn't work that way. Instead, trust is the compounding interest of your trustworthiness, multiplied by repeated experience over time. It is entirely a cultural force, and it's born purely from behavioral reliability.
Let's actually look at the systemic toll this takes by comparing two completely different environments. In a low-humility culture, so much psychological energy is just totally wasted on self-preservation. Blame shifts around, silence grows, and hidden errors escalate until they become disastrously expensive. But watch what happens in a high-humility environment. Relational safety is paramount. The truth travels way faster than ego protection. Mistakes are surfaced immediately, which makes them incredibly cheap and incredibly fast to repair. It's the total opposite of that one software bug everyone just pretended not to see last quarter.
Now, this is where most people hit a massive wall, especially high performers. Under stress, that urge to protect our image can completely override our pursuit of accuracy. We cast what is called a pressure shadow. This is the environment you create through your behaviors under pressure, completely regardless of your positive baseline intentions. When the heat is on, ask yourself, do you demand the best answer, or do you just demand to be right?
Which leads us to a singular, transformative challenge for you to try out this week. The very next time you feel that internal surge of defensiveness, that intense urge to prove yourself or quickly shut someone down, just pause. Don't judge it, just notice it. Ask yourself, what am I trying to protect right now? Is it my competence, my authority, my status? Recognizing that exact moment of defensiveness, that is the precise point where your true leadership choice begins. And it's a practice we cultivate together.
Building this kind of professional architecture takes serious intention and a strong support system. So to deepen these capacities, come join our school community space for full courses and direct access. Make sure to subscribe on YouTube and definitely follow Danny the Insight Coach on Facebook so we can continue growing this community of truly mature, highly effective professionals. But I want to leave you with this final thought. If protecting your ego costs you the truth, can you really afford the price of your own arrogance? The choice is entirely yours. See you in the next explainer.